what does this mean long term? Like, if this thing keeps getting worse, how many other things are going to get shut down? How are people's lives going to change if we stop going to events and stop going to movies and stop? Like, well, how does the world change if everything is online? You know what I mean?
Salute. This is Eshawn Burgundy. Right now, you're in the field with the Trackstarz.
Yep, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah was good.
All right, for all things Trackstarz, visit trackstarzwithaz.com. Follow us on Instagram at Trackstarz, Twitter at Trackstarz. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and download the app. And when you download the podcast, leave a review. We need you to do that.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of plays on iTunes around the world.
Yeah.
I mean, talking
Charting
about
everywhere.
Sierra Leone, my parents' country, Jamaica, like everywhere. Yeah. So if you're listening, subscribe, because that helps us, and leave a review, because that really helps us rise up these charts so more people can see it. So, and on Spotify, if you prefer Spotify, subscribe to us on Spotify, because we are on there now as well. So we still got Jordan Armstrong in the building. Want to get his take on. We just talked about South by Southwest. We were there. We were actually all there 2 years ago. And to me, South by Southwest has been my favorite event that I've been to. Just because I love film, I love technology. It's like a mix of music and everything that I love personally. So it was a shock to hear that this coronavirus thing has gotten so serious that something like that would get shut down.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard, the city of Austin decided that there's so many people from all over the world that come to South by Southwest that they didn't want to bring the virus to Austin. Because as far as I've heard, they don't have any cases yet, and I guess they were just nervous about so many people from infected places coming to Austin.
Yeah.
So what me and Ryan were talking about, I think earlier today or yesterday, what does this mean long term? Like, if this thing keeps getting worse, how many other things are going to get shut down? How are people's lives going to change if we stop going to events and stop going to movies and stop? Like, well, how does the world change if everything is online?
They asked LeBron about that.
Okay.
Because they was asking, like, you don't know, because they put out a statement. The NBA put out a statement about the coronavirus and like stuff. And somebody asked him, the report asked him, and said, "So, what do you think about not playing basketball in front of people because the fans may not be there?" He was like, "I'm not playing."
Oh wow! He said he only play for the Lake Show. If you're not at the show, the show ain't going on.
He's like, "I ain't playing with no empty seats."
Wow, I didn't know he said that.
Yeah, he said that recently.
He will, but
of course he will.
He'll change his mind.
Yeah,
I wonder what Sunday service is going to look like in mega churches now. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the...
I thought you were talking about Kanye. I was like, yeah, what was Sunday service? That's crazy. Now Sunday service is Kanye. we just let him have it, huh? He owns Sunday service now.
No, I was thinking about this because I was talking to my wife last night, and I was like, both our churches that we go to stream online.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a thought.
I'm gonna say this. I know last Sunday when we do the greeting, I was pounding everybody. And it was this last lady who came up to me, and it was an older lady, and she was like, "Hey, baby," and I knew she wouldn't get it. And so I had to shake her hand, and that was probably the worst thing I dealt with last Sunday. And my wife was spraying in church.
Yeah, they. I just saw this on the news the other day. They have on Amazon.com, people are selling bottles of Purell for $600 a bottle.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's like a drug game.
So
it is. They sell them.
Well, because the stuff is selling out though. Like you go to Walmart and stuff, it's not
selling
there.
Purell in like bags.
It's like the sneaker, like the sneaker.
Can't get a mask, right?
Yeah,
but then there's only one type of mask that really that works with this thing. But the crazy thing about it is, like, I started talking to my wife about this because she is a at-home teacher. She teaches homeschool. And I was just like, y'all are probably going to have a lot of people registering for homeschool next year. Like, this is going to go, if this continues to go in the direction that it is, people are going to start doing things to combat the idea. I just heard that... what was this? Facebook. Okay. Facebook and I think Twitter have announced that they're going to start letting employees work from home more.
A lot of people are.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. A lot of times when things like this happen, good things come out of it. I think it's really dope now that everybody's cautious about where they sneeze, where they cough, who they touching. You know,
but you still got some people just open cough.
Yeah, some people are just disgusting. but you know, before this, everybody was just doing what they wanted to do. You know, touching doors and licking hands. You know what I'm saying? Basically, and now we're cautious, and I think that that's a great thing now. It's even with, you know, like I was telling my wife, when things happen, even like when Kobe passed, you know, now it's girl dad. Guys are really paying more attention to their daughters now. And, you know, when Nipsey Hussle died, everybody started thinking about entrepreneurship and being prolific and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I usually try to see the good in it, but like I told y'all before, I think it's all cap till I see one of us with it.
But I do, that's hilarious. That's the rumor right now.
Yes.
His conspiracy kicking in right now.
Come on, man.
The conspiracy kicking in is that
man.
The rumor is that the brothers can't get it.
That we can't get it. The sisters too.
Okay. And the sisters.
This is just us.
And when we talk about brothers and sisters, we we're talking about church.
No, we talking about my
washed by the blood.
My kind of people. My kind of people. That's what we talking about.
The original Adam and Eve.
Yeah. Come on, boy. They're gonna be writing you. They're gonna be writing in. Yeah, but like, I think I don't even think this is gonna go on for much longer. I really don't. I think somebody's gonna come up with something. And the government's gonna spend all this billions of dollars for this person. Somebody's gonna get rich, and we're gonna have some pills.
Because really, if you see the symptoms of it, like honestly, and I'll say this because I have asthma. The symptoms of it, if I catch pneumonia, people would think, "Yo, you got this," because I have asthma. So it's one of those things when it's like, this is almost like a common cold mixed with like pneumonia almost.
Yeah, cold flu.
Like the flu. So it's just like, how do you combat this? Because it's like
the problem. Okay, so the flu actually kills more people so far than this thing, but the fear is that this thing is so new, they have nothing that can deal with it. No, you can't really deal with the flu either, honestly. But there's nothing that they're so afraid of it because it's spreading so fast, right? So the fear is that, I think I saw somewhere, and don't check me on this, but they said that if it keeps going the way it's going, 70% of people will get it. You're just gonna get it, like the flu. Like you almost expect to get the flu at some point, right? That's kind of what they're saying that this may become. The problem is, people over the age of 60 this is a big problem. So even if you're not over the age of 60, you probably know somebody or are in contact with somebody who's in contact. So if it keeps spreading the way it's spreading, elderly people are at risk, you know. So I think that's the real big fear. That the coronavirus thing is a big problem. I can't fix that. But what I'm interested in is how this affects us socially, right? If less people start going to the movies, less people start going to events, concerts, festivals, what does the world look like if we're all inside? Like everything you do is
it could be a blessing. Like he said, like if you think about this, think about it. If you in the house with your loved ones, you get to really see your loved ones versus constantly moving, constantly.
It's just changing how everybody's moving, and that's what I meant. You know what I'm saying? Like the movement of how we, how we're thinking now. Like now we're being more cautious in this area and that area, and now we're wondering what our kids are doing in the room, and let's see, it just makes everybody more cautious. But this is not a good thing, though. It's some people that are really afraid. It's some people that are really losing their lives. At this time, I pray a lot about it. My wife prays a lot about it, and we just kind of pray that it don't come on to our neighborhood.
Well, I think another thing too is if you think about it, going back to where did it come from? Did anybody know the information, like the origins?
Somebody told me that it isn't new. It's not new though.
What I heard, what the rumor that I've heard is that in this province, I don't even know what they call their places, but in China it was something like somebody ate a bat or a bat soup or something like that. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know what actually happened, but that's there. If you actually look at the map of where the virus is, that's the biggest circle, like right over that area. So that's where it started.
Is that Asia?
So conspiracy Jay over here. There is a conspiracy that this was made on purpose, like they were trying to make it like a weapon.
Population control.
So that's a conspiracy, so y'all can run with that if you want, but what the original thing is that somebody ate some form of a bat and it kind of spread from there. And the reason it spread so fast was the guy discovered it, and the Chinese government was like, yo, shut up, stop talking about that. They shut him down.
Did y'all hear
he
about?
Ended up dying.
that North Korea they executing people with it.
Oh Jesus!
Is that a conspiracy?
No, that's what our.
Okay, yeah. Anything from here, you got to fact check.
He said no.
No,
That's what I heard.
No.
First of all,
no. Go look it up. Go look it up. Go Google
I said,
it.
is that a conspiracy? He said no. That's what I heard. What type of answer is that? No, that's what I heard.
That's what I'm hearing. Like news reports. Is somebody executing people? Because you know how.
That's insane.
It could be possible.
Yeah, I mean, North
Kim
Korea.
Jong-un ain't no joke.
Exactly. So you never know.
So it's interesting to see how this is all spreading and more and more states are popping up with it. It's here in Georgia now.
But another thing too is people are traveling a lot. So if you're a traveling person, especially if you're doing cruises, because when you do cruises, of course you have different people and then you stop at different places and then you don't know who's on that boat. You don't know anything like that. So
I think about our airport here.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it's the biggest and busiest airport in our country. You know what I'm saying? And so just to think of think about the employees there. You know, I had a friend that was just flying there just earlier last week, and he showed me a video. You would think it was like 3 a.m. in the morning. It was deserted, and I never seen that airport like that.
Plane tickets gonna be cheap.
They are cheap. They are cheap. We looked. I looked. Me and my wife
to the
looked.
Stellars. We were looking at the Stellars.
Oh wow!
And joints to drop.
Yeah, man. Everything's going down, which, like I said, could be a good thing too. You know, if you ain't scared, you can go to Hawaii tomorrow for $10.
but here's the deal. Like when I heard that it was finally in the U.S., we in bad shape, guys. Like the U.S. is gross. Like I watched this show called The Chef Show on Netflix. And just so you know, it's like the guy who makes all the Marvel movies. He's really into cooking. He made a movie called Chef years ago, and now he has a cooking show. And just watching how chefs all over the country
scoop their hands
just
in food,
touching all kinds of food
and wipe the,
we're gross.
Yeah,
this country's
about to be real good.
What is it?
This country's gross, so we have no chance.
When you pray over your food, you're gonna be taking like 20 minutes.
And that's what I said. Like we're really bad. Like we're really bad with Jesus.
We're terrible.
We're gross.
We're gross. Yeah. It's a gross country.
Somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, man, you praying too short. You need to pray longer over this food."
Yeah. Cook your own food.
Yeah. Now they talk about taking 20 minutes to wash your hands. I'm starting to
20 minutes.
20 seconds to wash your hands. I'm like, really thinking about like how much time did I take before now that I'm doing it like that.
I'm being cautious. I thought about. I never really pay attention to my thumbs.
Yeah.
I just thought of that this morning. I was like, I gotta wash my hands. This virus out here. I'm like, I never really pay attention to these guys. Let me scrub them. So that made me more cautious too. So look, thank you, Corona.
Yeah.
Oh, did y'all hear about Corona beers? Are down too.
Yeah.
They don't even want to drink them. That's God too. Look, stop drinking them beers.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's too much of a reminder. Now, what I don't want to see is this affect us on election day.
Oh,
that's gonna be important for people
to get out. That's just laziness.
It is. Come on,
that's gonna be important for people to get out, man.
Corona got me not wanting to vote, son.
Come on, for real. Vote anyway, I couldn't go out and press the machine, man. The machines are dirty, man. You gotta press your name.
Come on with the gloves. Come with the gloves.
Yeah. So I would say though, the one thing I did immediately fear was my daughter, like being in daycare and
daycare. They always
those are gross places, and I just that's the only thing I'm like, okay, I'm actually worried about her.
Daycare is where the original germ.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The kids come home and bring it to the whole house.
There's been some new stuff concocted in some daycares, like germs mixing. They're no joke. But anyway, so it's interesting to see. This may just blow over in a month or two and we forget it even existed.
That's very true.
Or it could be
because I think that the reason why is big news. You have I saw a list of somebody posted like viruses or sickness that was supposed to hurt us every year, like SARS, Ebola, that. So just stay prayed up. Indeed. Wash your hands. Wash your face.
Be cautious. Cover your mouth.
Do the old put your man. Maybe we need to do PSAs on how to cover your mouth.
Bring the dab back.
All right, man. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey guys, Miracle here. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Make sure you go below, like it, subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you follow us on all forms of our social media. Also, check out our website and be sure you spread the word. We'll see you next time.
We know not what we doing. Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove Yeah.
We not through yet.
All right.
Trackstarz Music presents.
Turn my volume up. Turn me off.